Hello there, my crafty friends. It's Ashley Pfeiffer, the maker behind Stamped AF. It is the week of Valentine's Day. I mean, not that it's a full week celebration or anything, but it is coming up this week, and I figure you're going to be seeing Valentine's Day projects everywhere. But I wanted to do something a little bit different, so we're going to use a little lace, the gorgeous full background die. But we're also going to do a little bit of ink blending. So I'm going to bring in a couple of colors here. I think those three ought to go well. Blushing Bride, Rococo Rose, and Real Red. So we'll do a little bit of an ombre effect and then some die cutting. So I'm just going to bring in a scrap of grid paper that I had. And we will use sponge brayers. Starting with the lightest color, we'll get some Blushing Bride. And you never want to go back and forth like this because you're only going to ink up part of your brayer. So go all the way across. Run this through the Big Shot, and I like to run it back and forth a couple of times just to get all of those pieces out. So with this die, you want it to look like this on the back, not with some other cardstock, but you want to see that you've gotten through the whole thing. If, like me, you went through and found that one spot wasn't cutting well, turn it and put it through again, because you're going to have a heck of a time getting all of the pieces out if you don't. So I had the benefit of being able to run it through my Gemini Junior to get an even pressure the whole way through, and that is what worked after going through about 4 times on my Big Shot. So I highly recommend keeping it in the die so that you can use your die brush, because again, it would take forever if you had to use your take your pick tool or paper piercing tool. So just keep it in the die and use your take your pick die brush. It's like confetti. My favorite part of this die is the way that it changes the texture of the paper. It feels like it's a doily or a placemat. It's really neat. So that is the hard part of the card done. Not that that was hard, but if any part of this was going to be hard, it was going to be that. Okay, so now we are going to use the Heartfelt stamp set, because after all, it is Valentine's Day. Well, not today, but you know what I mean. So I think I'm going to use this heart, and we'll put something in there. I thought about using this one because I haven't yet, but I really like carrying on all of the dots. When you reinforce a look that's on your card, it's just more pleasing to the eye. We could put From My Heart to Yours, but I don't think it fits just right in there. So let's do Love You Lots. And let's do Real Red. Oops, sorry if my head got in there. I do one more. I find with the stamps that are dots in the Occasions catalog, if you press too hard, now this goes for this one and it goes for the Beautifully Braided, and I just had an online class featuring that one. You have to apply a nice even pressure to get your even dots. If you press any harder in one area, you're gonna get heavier dots, and it's just, doesn't look as nice. I'm gonna try a Rococo Rose in this one because I know I'm not using it. Don't really like it. So let's try Real Red. And then let's also try one with Memento. I know it's gonna be a harsh look against all of this subtle pink, but we have the hearts to use, right? I know which one I like. If you want to leave a comment below and tell me which one you like, I would love to hear it. Obviously, it will be too late for me to have used it, but let's see if we all agree. So I've got my heart punches at the ready. I am going to use the Real Red. Like I thought, the black was going to be a little too harsh. So we're going to use that, but we're also going to use the scallop punch with some Real Red cardstock. And for those of you watching, I'd love to know if this is something you do or if maybe it's just something I do. But when I have a project that I have to do, like this video, and I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do, I go to bed thinking about it. And last night I had a really hard time falling asleep because my hubby was snoring like a freight train. But I went to bed thinking, okay, what am I gonna do for this video? I want something Valentine's, but not something that maybe most would think of, because there's gonna be a lot of the From My Heart DSP this week, right? And while it's beautiful, I wanted something a little different. So I went to bed thinking, okay, what am I gonna do? Thought I could use some strips of the DSP to use it up, but again, you're gonna see a lot of that this week. And I thought, what about a little lace background? So this idea came to me as I was falling asleep, and I'd love to know how you come up with your ideas. Or if you have something that you're thinking of specifically, how does it come to you? So with this die set, there is a little piece that you can use to finish off the edges nicely. And I think we're gonna skip that this time because I'm liking the look of it going all the way to the edge, but we are going to bring in some of the red double stitch satin ribbon. I feel like this card is not going to be complete until it has ribbon on it, so let's do that. Now, obviously there's no way of hiding this because you can see through the die. So I think we're just gonna have it tied along the back, and we're just gonna have to deal with that. Now for this die, one of the tricks to gluing it, adhering it to your card base, is the silicone craft sheet. And I use liquid glue and a sponge dauber. So I have designated this one for glue. I don't know how long it will last. It is sticky to the touch. But spread it out and just start applying. Because if you were gonna sit here and try and get it on in like little spots without seeing, it would take you a week. And I do suggest that you don't move your cardstock around too much, because if you do, you're gonna get it on the front and you don't want that. See, I've got a little bit there, but it's contained, and a little bit there. I will use my adhesive eraser on those pieces. And then you can just wipe this off with a baby wipe or take it to the sink. If you don't have one of these, I highly recommend it. It comes in handy for so many things. Mainly adhesive, because your adhesive doesn't stick to it. So give it a few seconds, and then if you see some shiny parts, just go over it with an adhesive eraser. You don't want to do it when it's wet, because that is what will happen. It will start to tear. I'm going to give this a little bit of spritz with my Frost White Shimmer Paint and rubbing alcohol. It is 70% rubbing alcohol with about 5 drops of shimmer spray, and I just fill it about 3/4 of the way. So that will help to mask any of the glue that's stuck behind. My card was open, so I've got a whole bunch on the inside. So I don't know if you can see this, but when I wiped the first bit, I got it on the wipe and then spread it. So now I'm just trying to get it all over the whole thing. Got some on the back. Usually I would spray my shimmer spray off of my desk and you wouldn't be able to see me do it. Lesson learned, I should keep it that way. Just gonna hit this with my heat tool. Let's see if we can get that better. I've watched I don't know how many demonstrators do a square knot, and I still have not figured out how to do it. I know that you can only move one side. So let's see if we keep the one in my left hand straight. Still. Nope, still not. Haha. Pardon the pun. I'm going to put a few more dimensionals on the back of this just to keep that ribbon in place. Just trim those ends. And this is going to have to sit under some of my catalogs for a little bit just to get it lying straight. Really not my finest knot. Usually what I would do is just tie, I would adhere my ribbon down and then tie a faux bow or a faux knot. But that is all, folks. Let's doll up the inside just a little bit. Love you lots. We'll put from my heart to yours and maybe that little heart. There we go. That is all. And if it bugs you having that real red ribbon on the inside, you could put something, you could put like a matte in it to cover it, or just tie your bow in a different way. This will straighten out. But that's it. Now you could put some gemstones or something on there, but I'm finding that between the shimmer paint and the ombre effect, that's lots. So I hope that you enjoyed that, and if you haven't subscribed, please consider hitting that big subscribe button below. If you need any Stampin' Up! Product for this or any other project that you're working on, and you live in Canada, just shop with me online. If you use my current host code and you have an order of $60 before taxes and shipping, you can get a package of the champagne rhinestones, and I know they're on back order right now, but when they are back in, you will get them. If you don't want to wait, you can message me and ask for something else. If you want a discount on your product, consider joining my Crafted AF team. We are growing. You will get your own 20% discount. You choose $165 worth of product from the annual and the mini catalog, and you only pay $135. You get this gorgeous little mini paper trimmer. You get the 6x6 sampler paper pack, and you also choose a stamp set of your choice. Like, you can get one of the double stamp sets. You can get whatever you want, just not Celebration. It has to be annual catalog or the new mini. So if you have any questions, just send me an email, stampedaf@gmail.com. My join link is in the description below, and we will see you again soon, my crafty friends. Bye.